Shakalaka, potentially extremely bearish short-term scenario for Bitcoin. In today's video, we're going to take a look at exactly what this scenario is and where the Bitcoin price is likely to go. Plus, we're going to take a more long-term view where Bitcoin could end up at the end of the year. And we're going to compare Bitcoin with a lot of the top alts right now, including Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, Dogecoin, XRP, and Polkadot to see what are the best buys right now. Stay tuned. What's up, everyone? Randall here from Crypto Love. Today we have a potentially bearish scenario for Bitcoin in the short term. Before we get into that, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter at the Crypto Love, where every Friday we give away one of these super sweet t-shirts. But this week we also have a giveaway partnership with Uniquely, where we're going to be giving away this super sweet NFT in addition to a t-shirt. So come join us at the Crypto Love on Twitter. Now, guys, Bitcoin is setting up for a potentially extremely bullish, bearish scenario. As you can see here, we have a head and shoulders formation in Bitcoin, and this is generally a very bearish scenario. Potentially could be predicting price of Bitcoin all the way down to around $30,000. Yikes. Now, how do you figure this? Well, this is a log chart here, so that's why the size of this bar changes, but you basically take the height of the head, and when you have the height of the head, you put it at the end, and wherever that ends up, boom, right around $30,000. Now, this makes a little bit of sense when we take a look at things on a more long-term view, but other reasons why this could be happening is Bitcoin has broken out of this bullish megaphone for the first time since October, broken out to the downside. A lot of people aren't very optimistic about Bitcoin in the short term, especially after Elon Musk, who cares what he thinks, but especially after he tweets, "Oh, it's bad for the environment." Meh. So, with all of that going on, how does this fit into more of a long-term view? Because guess what? Bitcoin hit $65,000, and that was pretty much a hard top. But was that the actual top? If we take a look at the Colin Talks Crypto Bitcoin Bull Run Index, right now we're only 68% confidence that we're at the peak. But even when Bitcoin was at $65,000, guess what? We were only topped out at 78% confidence. If we take a look at last peaks, 100% confidence, 100% confidence. Even that semi-peak back there in 2013, that was 87% confidence. So we're nowhere near, according to, as confident as previously. And this takes a look at around 12 different indicators to find out exactly where we are in this cycle. Now, that's not the only thing, because in the short term, yes, it looks like we might see Bitcoin price coming down, because even if you take a look at the volume profile, we're well under this volume profile, we're well under this volume profile right here, and if we can't break back above there, guess what? We don't really find support until the upper 30s, lower 30s, somewhere in there where we're taking a look at. Now, if this is not the absolute Bitcoin top this year, but if this is a local top, then we could expect Bitcoin to kind of do what it did back here in 2013. We had the first top, price dropped for about 7 months, and then came back up to an even higher top. Potentially, we might be repeating that where we had the first top, price could drop for about 6 or 7 months before it comes up to a higher top. Now, if this were to happen, the price went down 4 shades of the rainbow. So if the price goes down 4 shades of the rainbow, we would be looking somewhere around a $23,000 Bitcoin. Now, that is a little bit lower than this prediction here, but these are all ballparks because, again, this doesn't repeat itself exactly. Who knows? Past performance is not an indicator of future success. However, if we do have a double top and it's about 7 months out from here, guess what? We could be looking at like $185,000 Bitcoin. Now, before you get all butthurt and before you go cry yourself to bed, have faith, because this isn't the end most likely, okay? What we could be having here, according to Plan B over on Twitter, is Bitcoin Relative Strength Index. We're at a typical mid-bull cycle drop in RSI in between 2013 and 2017. Excited about the next couple months. So as you can see, in 2013, in the bull run, relative strength got high, it dropped and then peaked again before it came down. And again in 2017, got high, dropped, peaked before it came down. Well, guess what? We went up, we dropped in between where we were in 2017 and 2013, and then potentially could go up again. And there's another indicator that I want to take a look at. This is the Bitcoin wallet size greater than 1,000 Bitcoin on lookintobitcoin.com. As you can see here, it's dropping. Does that mean people are losing faith in Bitcoin? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe just some of the older hodlers are now selling their Bitcoin for private jets and Lambos and islands and different things like that, while other people like MicroStrategies are still accumulating Bitcoin. But if we take a look in previous cycles, guess what? The peak of greater than 1,000 Bitcoin addresses was back in May. The peak of Bitcoin was in December, so that was months before. And if we take a look here, the peak was in August, end of August, whereas the peak there was in November. So the peak of Bitcoin wallet addresses changes months before the actual Bitcoin peak, leading it to say that, yeah, we are likely not at the peak right now for Bitcoin or altcoins. And as a matter of fact, if we take a look, the developer of this website here, Camel Monix, he actually has his own Bitcoin Predict website, bitcoinpredict.monix.pl, and you can see his prediction right now, based on a few indicators, is $223,000 plus or minus 18,000 by about September 23rd of 2021. Guess what? The countdown is here. That's May, June, July, August, September. 4 more months. Oh, it's happening. This is awesome. So that's it for Bitcoin. But what about other altcoins right now? Because people want to put money into cryptocurrency. They're saying, hey, I have $500, I have $1,000, I have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, $1 million. Where do I put it? Well, I'm not going to give you an answer, but let's take a look, because we kind of know what's likely to happen to Bitcoin in the short term. With Bitcoin, you may be better off just kind of holding, see if the price comes down, and then buying in. But there are lots of other altcoins out there. As a matter of fact, 9,000 plus other altcoins out there. So let's take a look at ETH. ETH right now is actually a very good buy compared. This is the Bitcoin comparative. So as we can see here, we had this cup handle, price broke out. We were talking about it with Raoul Paul way back here. Price broke out, has pretty much doubled in Bitcoin comparative, and we have some very mild resistance lines. Why do I call them mild resistance lines? Because they were tops here, okay? They were resistance, but if we take a look at the volume profile, really not that significant resistance over on the volume profile. So ETH could very likely continue going up. A lot of people have opinions about a $10,000 ETH, $20,000 ETH, $250,000 ETH. So all of that could be coming up in this or in next cycles. So I still think ETH looks pretty good, has some mild resistance coming up, but otherwise looks pretty good. Now, with ETH doing good, let's take a look at the next one in ETH comparative. We have Binance Coin in ETH comparative. Now, this looks to be on a very nice upward trend. However, if you guys take a look here, we might have an inverse cup and handle right there, which could be a bearish outlook if it actually breaks through this line. So you have to keep an eye on it. If it comes back down to this line, breaks through the bottom, definitely don't want the Binance Coin. Now, the next one is Cardano. Cardano has had a great run up the past couple days, and I think that potentially we're at a point right now where we could see it absolutely explode. If we take a look, Cardano in ETH comparative has been in this sideways megaphone since 2018. It just trades back and forth, pretty much an oscillator with ETH. But what happened was it broke out of this megaphone to the upward side. Then we have this downtrend forming right here until it came down to this very significant volume area. Cardano actually bounced off there and right now is at the crux. This right here is the most important point for Cardano, because if it can break up, it's going to be explosive. However, if it breaks down, we could continue seeing it coming down and potentially bouncing off there. So Cardano could potentially be explosive, but could also be not so explosive. Now, Dogecoin. Dogecoin, as a matter of fact, in ETH comparative, seems to be a nice little oscillator. We have this trend here, which started back in the middle of April. So for the past month, it's been going on, where it's just been oscillating back and forth with ETH. And until proven otherwise, we could continue to see the same oscillation going back and forth and back and forth. So if you're considering between ETH and Doge right now, turns out Doge might actually be the winner. Next one would be XRP. Now, XRP is again at the crossroads, very much like Cardano is at the crossroads. It's been this downtrend right here since this was the beginning to middle of April, has been in this very strong downtrend, but has also been in this uptrend since way back in January. So we have, number one, we have this wedge to break out of, but also there's a longer term wedge that XRP has been following. If you scroll back, you can see this very long trend line is coming, and this is coming to where we are forming some resistance right there with this one. So we have a wedge within a wedge, and if XRP can break out, like let's say, oh, Elon Musk wants to start talking about XRP and how that's going to be the next Dogecoin, well, potentially we could see a breakout, but there is two serious resistance lines that we have right now that potentially it might not break out if I just erase all these wedges. Not that. This. Erase that wedge and that wedge. You can see we are at the crux of two very significant upward bounds. One a very long-term upward bound, one a very short-term upward bound. So likely XRP could get rejected from both of those. Last one would be Polkadot. Now Polkadot ETH comparative has been following like some crazy, absolutely crazy stuff. So we had right here, we had a descending wedge, which is bullish. It broke upwards. Then we had an ascending wedge, which is bearish, broke downwards. Well, guess what? Again, we have likely another wedge here. And this is going to be a bullish wedge. So we're just going wedge to wedge to wedge. But as you can see here, Polkadot just bounced off of what would be support right down here. So likely to be bearish, or bullish, excuse me, likely to be bullish, likely price to go up, with the exception of this right here, which could be behind my head. So I'll do this in case you can see it. Volume profile right there, some resistance at the volume profile. So if we have Polkadot break out of that in resistance, so we can break out of that volume profile, then potentially we could see Polkadot going up quite a bit higher. So out of all of these, Bitcoin would be no, don't buy right now. ETH would be yes, buy. Binance Coin would be probably not, just wait. Cardano would be likely buy. Dogecoin would be buy. XRP, keep an eye on it, but and Polkadot most likely buy. So the tops would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Dogecoin, and Polkadot, all significantly good buys right now. Are we at the top? Likely not, 68%, but we could see potentially $223,000 Bitcoin by September 23rd. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter at @TheCryptoLove, where we're not only giving away one of these super awesome unicorns shooting a Bitcoin out of its butt t-shirts, but also an NFT. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.